Now, it's not too often that I can say this, but victory is legitimately right there. Guys, if you're like me, you realize that one of the things that can lead us into civil war is the fact that one group is okay with grooming and killing babies and kids and all that, while you and I, we're pretty much against it. We're against the killing of babies. We're against the grooming of children. I think it's safe to say which side's good, which side's bad. They can call us every ist in the book, but we're not ers, as in killers. It's just the way it goes. But looks like victory is coming. Now, let me shoot back to here. Guys, remember when I told you just recently that I believe the penalties for abortion should be the death penalty? How I believe abortion should be outlawed completely. Roe versus Wade should be completely withdrawn. And yes, unlike the rest of these coward conservatives that tell you they don't want to see abortion, like I'm even going to say Steven Crowder and a lot of these people, they say, no, we don't want them to go to jail. I've came out and said, yes, if you kill a baby, you should go to prison. Now, a lot of the conservatives won't come out and say that. Steven Crowder won't come out and say that. Matt Walsh or Ben Shapiro won't come out and say that. J.B. Gunner will, because murder is murder. If you believe abortion is murder, then you believe that murderers, then that same murderer should receive the same type of punishment as anyone else that kills a baby. I think we all understand if we saw a baby in a house fire, right? We all would risk our lives to go save the said baby. With liberalism, babies are constantly in house fires. This is why I believe this is a civil war issue. Some people believe in killing babies. Some people don't. Are we going to jump into the house fire and save the babies? Or are we not? That's the question. Oklahoma State. Oklahoma is stepping up. Oklahoma State House approves bill to make abortion illegal with up to 10 years in prison. Still a little soft, but it's fine. I'll accept it. And a $100,000 fine for anyone performing the procedure. The Oklahoma House voted 70 to 14 to pass a bill that would, shout out to Oklahoma. You guys, yes, because all the Texas people that couldn't get abortions in Texas are now running up to Oklahoma to get the abortions. And now Oklahoma said, nah, y'all ain't coming here. It would make performing an abortion a felony punishable by up to 10 years in jail and a $100,000 fine. Ain't no doctor's going to do this. Republican Governor Kevin Sweet has said he's willing to sign any anti-abortion bill that reaches his desk, which would take effect in the summer if it faces no challenge. The bill punishes only people who induced the abortion, which would be the doctors, the killers, the actual killers, which is fine. I'm fine with that. Even though I still think the women should be perhaps charged with conspiracy to commit murder, but I'm good with this, and provides an exception only when it's done to save the life of the mother. I can respect that. I can appreciate that. It comes after Oklahoma clinics have seen an 800% rise in the procedure following Texas' controversial 6-week ban. And we're going to talk about a lot of these bans, a lot of these things that's going on, because, ladies and gentlemen, nationwide, it looks like we may be starting to win when it comes to shit like this. We may feel like we're losing in the culture war, and we are in a lot of ways, but God damn, this economy is waking people up. The abortion issue is waking people up. We may have a chance of saving this motherfucker. I'm not 100% sure, but this is big. Let's go ahead and roll this. Let's check it out. This is liberal media probably whining about it. Let's check out CBS Mornings.
Approved a bill to make abortion a felony in that state. Now, if it becomes law, doctors who perform abortions could face up to 10 years in prison and a $100,000 fine.
Beautiful.
This is one of a series of anti-abortion measures that would take effect around the country if the Supreme Court allows them to.
And that's the thing. The Supreme Court's going to have some big decisions. And if they side with the states, Roe versus Wade is done. And this is a states' rights issue. Period. Period.
Is in Oklahoma City with more on this story. Janet, good morning to you.
Gail, good morning to you. Oklahoma's abortion clinics have been caring for women from both Oklahoma and Texas since last September. That's when
caring for women and killing babies.
Texas enacted its own sweeping abortion law, and Planned Parenthood here in Oklahoma says patients from Texas have increased 800% since
all kinds
that
of
time.
babies being
Now
killed.
women from both states may have to travel hundreds of miles just for basic reproductive care.
It's not basic reproductive care, you stupid cunt. It's the murdering of babies. Basic reproductive care is going to get condoms. Sucking a baby out and murdering it is not basic reproductive care.
Hands off our bodies!
Protesters
Hands off the
outside
baby's
the
body.
Oklahoma Capitol Tuesday.
It is a dark day in Oklahoma.
Shut up, fat
After the
bitch.
Republican-controlled
Fat-ass
House
woman.
passed a law banning abortions in the
Goofy-ass
state
cunt.
resoundingly, 70-14.
If you want to get elected, you want to be pro-life. That's the reality in this state.
Oklahoma's bill is the latest in a
Yes!
series of anti-abortion laws passed
Love
by
Oklahoma.
Republican-led state governments, including one in Mississippi, currently before the Supreme Court. If upheld, it would overturn Roe v. Wade.
Yes!
Right now, 21 states have laws on the books that would ban most abortions if Roe is overturned. 5 others would likely follow suit.
Yes!
These laws are doing exactly what they've been designed to do, right? To make abortion providers fearful.
Rebecca Tong is the...
You should fear killing babies, dummy! You're killing babies! Man, this makes my fucking day. Makes my day.
co-executive director of Trust Women, which runs one of Oklahoma's 4 remaining abortion clinics.
What I'm scared of is that people will not be able to make a decision that fits their life.
Well, yeah, you can make a decision. Don't let people bust nuts in you.
And it will change the course and direction of their life because of it.
That's right.
8 more anti-abortion bills are currently making their way through the Oklahoma legislature.
That's so sweet.
And the governor, Kevin Stitt, says he is prepared to sign all of them.
Yes.
Nate, back to you.
Oklahoma, give them some love. Oklahoma. Guys, ACLU is reporting Texas bounty hunter abortion ban is a dire warning of what lays ahead for our reproductive rights. What is happening in Texas is not an anomaly, but a harbinger of what may come across the United States. Oh man. If we win this, there is no bigger win. Millions of lives would be saved with this. Millions of lives. Check this. Newsweek reports death penalty for abortions becomes pivotal issue in GOP runoff in Texas. They listened. I was the only motherfucker in this country when it came to YouTube, when it came to news, saying death penalty for abortionists. Death penalty. Now, I'm sure they didn't listen to me. It just happens to be a coincidence. But Texas is mulling the death penalty for abortionists. Ladies and gentlemen, we got them. We have seen victory. A bill that could allow the death penalty for women who receive abortions emerged as a pivotal issue in the state legislative race in Texas. The legislation, which was filed last year by State Representative Brian Slayton, would allow women who receive an abortion to be charged with assault or homicide, which carries the state's death sentence. Ooh, Texas! Kentucky legislation approves sweeping abortion bill, sending it to the governor's desk. Kentucky lawmakers on Tuesday gave final approval to a sweeping abortion bill that would ban most abortions after 15 weeks of pregnancy, restrict access to medication abortion, and make it more difficult for a minor to obtain an abortion in the state. 74-19 came the vote. The 72-page legislation now heads to the desk of Democrat Governor Andy Beshear. This ought to be interesting. Who is not committed to supporting any of the abortion bills working their way through the state legislature. Were he to veto, the legislature would likely override him. So he don't even have the power. He has no choice. It's about to get overridden. But we got shit coming out of Colorado. Colorado is one of them states. They've actually taken it a step further. Colorado's liberal sacks of shit. While all this is happening, Colorado has now made a bill that puts no restrictions on abortions. Everybody can come to Colorado and get them. There's no restrictions on time. There are some people in California that is pushing it to where you can get an abortion up to a week after the baby's born. That's called murder, right? Colorado joined a handful of states in Monday in codifying the right to abortion in statute, a party line response to efforts across the country limiting abortion, in anticipation of a pending U.S. Supreme Court ruling on a challenge to Roe versus Wade. Governor Jared Polis signed into law the Reproductive Health Equity Act, which passed the Democratic-led legislature after dozens of hours of testimony, blah, blah, blah. The law guarantees access to abortions before and after the pregnancy and bans local governments from imposing their own restrictions. So basically, Colorado's like, come on, we'll do all the killing for you. Arizona bill that bans most abortions after 15 weeks also heads to the governor's desk. Missouri anti-abortion bill is trying to stop people from crossing state lines to get abortions. They're pushing it even further, that if you cross state lines, it's illegal. It's going to fuck around and be federal. We'll see how as all of this shit plays itself out. Ladies and gentlemen, what is the point here? The point of this is we have a victory. It's coming. And there's no bigger victory, not Trump in 2016, nothing. No bigger victory in the history of our lives than if Roe versus Wade gets overturned. The saving of the lives of millions of babies. We won. I don't care what other bullshit they do. If we win that, then good prevails. Don't get me wrong, there's a lot of other shit that we need to focus on. But make no mistake about it, this is the top issue. Yes, our economy matters. Yes, everything else matters. But this is murder of innocent babies. And ladies and gentlemen, we're about to walk away with a victory on this if everything goes as planned. It should be state rights. If you want to live in a state that murders babies, go there. But conservative states should be allowed to function without murdering of babies, which is against what they believe. Ladies and gentlemen, we got a victory coming. Let me know in the comment section what you think about this. This is big. Do you think Roe versus Wade will get overturned? Do you believe it should be? I say hell yeah. Let's save the fucking babies. Now, let's get them motherfuckers away from grooming our children in the schools. That needs to be the next thing we need to focus on. I'm JB Gunner. Let's go ahead and get to the audience. You guys tell me what you think.